Left in the dark, condensed version. It had been raining in Islamabad for 3 days straight, but Samina's tears still fell faster. At 50, pregnant and abandoned, she sat quietly holding her daughter Arisha's hand. 2 years ago, Faison came into their lives, a charming lawyer who claimed to love Samina for her strength. They had a simple nikah. Life felt hopeful again. Then she got pregnant, and Faison disappeared. No calls, no messages. His office said he had gone abroad. His number stopped working. All doors closed. Arisha broke the silence. "Amy, we have to leave the house by the end of the month." She suggested a job in Murray, as a housekeeper for an elderly woman. It wasn't a dream, but it was something. "Book the tickets," Samina whispered. Snow was falling when they arrived. Nargis Begum, sharp but fair, welcomed them into her old cottage. Arisha found work, and Samina kept the home running. Then came Dr. Ibrahim, calm, respectful, bringing prenatal care and later soup and gentle conversation. Over time, his visits brought comfort. One snowy evening, he opened up, "I lost my wife 6 years ago and raised my daughter alone. I thought I'd stay alone forever. But sometimes, God sends broken souls to heal each other." Samina stayed quiet, but in the warmth of that moment, something inside her began to thaw. When spring returned, winter passed slowly in Murray. Snow blanketed everything, rooftops, trees, even grief. But slowly, silently, beneath the stillness, life began to grow again. Samina had settled into a strange but peaceful routine. The betrayal that once crushed her now seemed like a distant shadow, dulled by the warmth of new friendships and the kindness of strangers. She was growing rounder, slower, but her heart was lighter. Ibrahim's presence had something to do with that. He never said much, never rushed, never made promises. He simply showed up, week after week, with medicine, advice, food, or silence, whatever she needed that day. Some days, they talked about parenting. Other days, they talked about poetry, politics, or loss. And some days, they just watched the fire together, letting the silence do the healing. It had been 4 months since her arrival when Arisha brought news that changed everything. "Amy," she said one morning, her voice shaking, "Faison's back. He contacted me." Samina froze. Her hand instinctively moved to her belly. "What did he say?" "He says he made a mistake, that he panicked, that he wants to talk to you. He says he wants to come here." Samina sat down slowly, her heart pounding. "What did you tell him?" "I told him nothing," Arisha said firmly. "Because it's your choice. But I had to let you know." That night, Samina stared at the ceiling for hours. The betrayal had nearly broken her. But a part of her, perhaps the same part that once believed in miracles, still wanted closure. She agreed to meet him. Faison arrived 2 days later. He looked tired, thinner, more aged, but his voice was the same, calculated, smooth. "I'm sorry," he said without preamble. "I don't deserve forgiveness. I got scared. My mother threatened to cut me off if I didn't leave you. I was weak. I lied. And then I ran. I shouldn't have." Samina said nothing. He continued, "But I couldn't stop thinking about you. About the child. I want to come back. I want to raise our child. I'll make it right." His words were perfect, too perfect. Samina stared at him for a long moment, then softly replied, "You didn't just leave me. You left your child. You left my daughter. You left without a word. And you want to return now, not because of love, but because you couldn't outrun your guilt." Faison looked away, ashamed. "You don't love me," she said gently. "You love the idea of being a hero to a woman who survived. But when it got real, when I became vulnerable, you couldn't handle it. I don't blame you, but I've built something better without you, and I won't go back." Faison left quietly, this time with no protests. It was over. Spring came early that year. The snow melted, revealing green shoots, wildflowers, and children playing in the meadows again. With it came a kind of renewal in Samina's life. One morning, as she was watering the small herb garden outside, Ibrahim walked up the path holding something behind his back. "A surprise," he said. It was a baby sweater, soft, hand-knitted, cream-colored. Samina's eyes welled up. "You don't have to do this," she whispered. "I know," he said, "but I want to." I've watched you rise from ashes, Samina. I've watched you care, sacrifice, endure. And I've seen the kind of mother you are. You don't need saving, but I want to stand beside you if you'll let me. He knelt down, not with a ring, not with grand words, but with sincerity in his eyes. I'm not here to replace what you lost. I'm here to build something new with you. Samina said nothing for a long while. Then, with trembling hands, she placed her fingers in his. Yes, she whispered. Let's start again. Their nikah was small, just like her first, but different in every way. Ari Shah stood proudly beside her mother, radiant with joy. Nargis Begum made a special dessert herself. The whole town seemed to smile that day. A month later, Samina gave birth to a healthy baby boy. They named him Aman, meaning peace. And peace, finally, was what Samina found. Not the kind that comes from silence or escape, but the kind that blooms after storms, after heartache, after choosing hope one more time. She had been jilted, broken, humiliated. But in the end, she wasn't just saved by a widower. She was saved by her own strength.